Hello and welcome to the brand new Mellow Labs. It still needs a little bit of work, but we're getting there. On today's episode, I want to make a project that's relatively simple, fingers crossed because I've run down my video buffer. I want to make a device that will log me into Windows without me having to type in my password manually, because going back and forth, taking stuff out of boxes, sorting out internet stuff, there's just a lot of going back and forth and me having to type in my password because, I'm a safe boy and I log out of my computer every time. Yes, I already know there are devices out there that can do this for me, like keyboards with card slots, fingerprint sensors, and Windows Hello has facial camera stuff, but none of those are cheap enough for me. So I want to make it myself. And hopefully all I have to do is connect an RFID reader to an ESP8266 and it will work. I'm gonna grab a D1 Mini, and down here I have an RFID card reader, and I'll grab a card and I'll grab a fob as well, and we'll see which one works best. So I have to solder on these pins. Now this is completely unnecessary, but EndOnStar sent me a digital microscope. They didn't pay me or anything, they just sent it to me. So I figured, it'll be good for content. I'll take one. I don't have an extension cord. Oh, the joys of moving into a new workspace. Soldering iron is on. It's not actually a particularly good soldering microscope because you don't have any depth perception, but it's good for inspection. So I can tell that all of those are really good. Cool. Now I need to get some jumper wires. Different color, different color, different color. Now I just have to figure out how to connect these. 3.3, shocker, goes to the 3.3. Ground goes to ground. Restart goes to D1. I'm not going to read all of these out. I've left the link to this pinout in the description. Okay, RQ's not on here, so I assume it's not connected. Alright, let's, I guess, upload some code and see if it works. Okay, let's go here and let's grab the code. That should be it. Missing library. Right, let's install that library then. Library does not exist. Oh, I'm looking for board library. Ah, there it is. Install. Compiling. Why am I getting a permission error? I give you permission to work with this computer. Work. Let's see if we get a permission error on a different ESP. Connecting. Uploading. So now I just have to solder on pins to that one and reconnect all the wires. Let's try this again. Compiling sketch, uploading sketch, uploading sketch. Wait, it's doing something. Hold on. Oh, I'm on the wrong speed. Hold on. We got it! Look, it prints it. Fuck yes. And the other one? It does. Oh, it's so good. Yes! I'm gonna go make a cup of tea and we will come back to this. I'm back. I made coffee instead. Okay, so with that working, we now need to get this to somehow tell Windows to log in. I don't know how to do that yet, so research time. It turns out that I can't do it the way I want to do it. So it turns out that Windows Hello is its own thing that authenticates you and logs into Windows, and they have devices that work with Windows Hello, but they need to be verified and whatever. So I can't just make a device to tell Windows Hello yes, it is me, log me in please, because of security reasons. So my only other option is to pretend to be a keyboard. Let me explain how that works.
Hey, I'm a computer, and I'm a microcontroller. Hey, computer, can I tell you what to do? Of course not, because you're a dumb little microcontroller. But what if instead I'm programmed with a script that will tell him that I'm a mouse and keyboard? Hey, computer, can I tell you what to do now? Well, of course, because you're a mouse and keyboard with a legitimate user behind you. Sure I am. So now I can tell him to do whatever the heck I want. For example, I can be programmed with a malicious script that automatically goes to the Mellow Labs Patreon page and supports him on the highest tier. But luckily, I don't have to script to such low levels because the high quality content on this channel will make you want to support him yourself.
Right? Please support me on Patreon. I need to pay rent. Human input device is actually a standard library within Arduino. So if you go to examples and USB, there's a keyboard right there. So if I say, let's do a logout. Let's upload. Human input device library is not right. So the ESP8266 does not have the right stuff to be a human input device. I'm gonna need more coffee. Let's try an ESP32. I didn't want to use this because, like, look how big it is. It's huge. The ESP32 also cannot be a human input device. Of course it can't. Wait, no, there's one more thing I can try. I'm pretty sure CircuitPython can be used as a human input device. So if I grab a Raspberry Pi Pico, install CircuitPython on it, and see if we can get that to work. Okay, so I've installed CircuitPython, I've installed the library, and I've installed the script that will theoretically type out a word when I run the script. So let's try. It worked! It actually worked! Hi, totally didn't interrupt the take. How's it going? I just realized I need to run one more test. I need to make sure that it's capable of typing stuff in whilst on the lock screen. And do that. Right, so let's set the delay to 10. I start the script, and then I log out. Okay, so what happened there was I locked my computer, and it stopped the recording. And then I learned that this does not work on the lock screen. So, yet another microcontroller that can't do what I need it to do. Okay, so apparently there's only 2 Arduinos that I can use for this project, and that's the Arduino Leonardo, which, as far as I remember, is huge. It's still quite big for what I want it to do, and also the Arduino Pro Micro. Okay, so this one actually looks pretty decent, like size-wise. So I'm probably going to order 1 or 2 of these, and see if that works for me. So it's been a couple days. Yes, I'm wearing a different shirt. Thank you for noticing. The Arduino Pro Micro arrived, and I've got it hooked up on a breadboard. I spared you the unboxing, the soldering of the pins and all that. So I've got it hooked up to the RFID sensor, and I've plugged it into my computer. So let's see what we can get it to do. Got Arduino open here, and if I go to my example sketches like we did before, let's try the keyboard one first. We'll go with a message. Make sure we've got the board selected. Sometimes you need to select which board you have, because for some reason this one comes up as Leonardo, so you just have to click the little icon to adjust it, and if that doesn't pop up, you can go here into board and just change it here. All this script does is just waits for a button to be pressed, and then, just prints out, subscribe to Mellow Labs, which is just general good advice. And then every time it does that, it actually just increases an integer. So it's going to print out like subscribe to Mellow Labs. Maybe I'll just show you. So now if I remove the jumper pin here, oh, okay, well, maybe just touching it is enough to, damn, it prints so quick. That works. Fantastic. So now we can open up the other example of the RFID reader and see if that works properly. Let's just do a read num ID. Okay, let's go to my serial monitor, and I need a fob. I put those away. So technically, yeah, we've got the fob, we've got the key card. Fob, key card, fob, key card. Fantastic. So now that I have those 2 things working separately, I can take the 2 scripts and like Frankenstein them together so that when I put in the correct key card, it will log me into Windows. And for like extra points, when I pull it out, it should log me out. I don't know how to do that yet, but let's figure it out. A little while later, I think I have a working script. So I've programmed the key card to not be correct, and I've programmed the fob to be correct. So no, you can tap both of these and nothing's gonna happen. But I've got a little switch on here, and the idea is like if I have like a limit switch that like detects if the card is in the holder, and then it actually starts scanning for it. So if I flick it, it's then gonna start looking for a card. This one's not the correct one, so it's not gonna do anything with it. And this one's going to tell me that login sequence has been executed. And then let's, for example, say I pull out the card, so I'd be releasing the limit switch, which will turn it off and log out. So that actually works really well. Turn it on, it scans, turn it off, it logs me out, and then I try to do it with something else, nothing. Fantastic. My next steps are to make this actually log me in and out of Windows, and if that works, we'll design a cute little case for it. I got it working. Look. So currently I'm logged in, I flick the switch, I'm logged out. Now I flick the switch again and I put my fob there, and I flick the switch again and I put my fob there. Oh, I had to remove the fob, but it works. So now I can log out, and then like nothing. Let's flick the switch now, like I've inserted the wrong thing as well. Nothing, and then I put in the right one. It logs me back in. It's so good. It's so good. All right, let's get into Fusion and make a cute little case for this. I'm so happy. I've been playing around in Fusion for a few hours, and I think I have something that will work. So I've optimized this model so that it's easy to print, so I don't have to deal with, stupid overhangs and support material or anything like that. So it's a little uninspired, let's say, but everything fits inside of it, and it should do the job. So it's two parts so that I can just slot them together, making it easier to, put in all the electronics and all that. The actual card reader slots into a slot in the back here, and then we'll have the wires run down to the Arduino Pro Micro, and there's a gap here for the actual cable that's going to be plugged into the computer, and that's just going to be held in with some hot glue on this side of the case. And then here we've got the little limit switch that will detect whether a card is in or not. And yeah, I think that's kind of it for this design. Like I said, it's not particularly inspired, but it should do the job. There's nothing to like hold the two sides in like permanently. It shouldn't be too difficult to like add a screw somewhere, but for now I'm just gonna friction fit it. So yeah, let's go and send this off to the 3D printer and assemble it when it's done. Whilst I was waiting for things to finish printing, I started working on the electronics. First, I desoldered the pins that I've previously soldered onto the RFID card reader and the microcontroller. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have soldered them on, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. And then I soldered on some 28 gauge silicon wire to make all of the connections permanent. I honestly love using this wire. It's just so flexible. It always gets out of the way, even when you have like a tight space to fit electronics in. I'll just leave an Amazon affiliate link down below. Then I soldered everything together and did a couple tests just to make sure that everything works the way it's supposed to before I put it in the case. Putting the electronics in the case is actually super trivial. The hardest part of it is actually getting the limit switch to be in the right place so that it clicks on and off when you insert and remove the card. I tried gluing it down with some super glue, but it actually leaked over to the other side and glued the switch shut. So I actually had to like violently remove it with pliers and put in a new one. And then the second time around, I actually just used hot glue, because it lets me have a little bit more maneuverability before it actually settles. So I'd probably recommend that option too. And the RFID scanner just literally slots into the hole. And for the Arduino, I recommend putting a wire through the hole that's for the USB cable, and then using that to kind of position it on the case before gluing it down. And after that, the two parts just slot together and you're good to go. You can use some super glue just to glue it shut. There is some space to actually like put a screw in, but I didn't end up modeling any of that in, so I just ended up putting little dots of super glue in strategic areas to hold it together. But yeah, it's super easy to assemble. I feel like I say this at the end of all of my projects, but this is better than I expected. Like, it's the correct size for my desk. The card goes in and out whilst, clicking the little switch in there. That works perfectly. The actual limit switch holds the card in place by itself, so if you want to mount this on the wall for some reason, you can. And it also has like the right shape, so if you want to mount it like under the desk, that works too. It's kind of perfect, apart from one thing. I don't really carry around cards anymore. What if I could use some kind of fob? Well, I went back to the drawing board and then I came up with this, which is the exact same thing with the same electronics and everything, just for a fob. There's like a little springing mechanism in here that pushes the fob against the switch, which, you know, activates the whole thing. But yeah, it's smaller. It's a little bit trickier to put together because there's a lot less space inside there for the electronics, so the wire runs have to be a bit tighter. But apart from that, it works exactly the same. Quick security note, I don't do security very well, so there is no security built into these. The password is stored in like plain text on here, and if anybody gets hold of this and your keycard, all they have to do is just open this in Notepad and just do that, and it will just give them your password. So don't do that. If you'd like to use this for any kind of secure application, you know, I'll give you my code and you can reprogram it and like send me an updated thing on GitHub, and if it looks good, I'll add it. But yeah, don't use these if it's a, you know, high security thing. This will not give you any kind of security. If you'd like to make one of these yourself, I'll leave the links for everything you need down below the like and subscribe button, hint hint, and if you enjoy what I do here, I'd hugely appreciate it if you supported me on Patreon, and with that, I'll see you on next week's live stream. Goodbye! I got super glue on my finger.